All right, all right, all right, all right. So we've seen many different types of fans inspired by many different things. Most of them pretty weird, but the fans this week, about half of them are inspired by car parts and not the car parts. I mean, I guess cars do have fans.
That's correct.
Yes. But these fans were not inspired by those fans. You'll see what I'm talking about.
Thank you to Lustre for sponsoring this video. If you're like me, most of your shopping happens online. However, sometimes it's hard to figure out if you're really getting the best product for your money, and this is where Lustre can help. Lustre is a free product research assistant that helps you make informed purchasing decisions. Say you're shopping for something like a new monitor, but you don't really know which one to buy. Lustre will immediately tell you which ones are the best for your budget so you can be sure you're getting the best bang for your buck. You can actually see why people chose the products they did by checking reviews and ratings from sources that you trust, like Wirecutter, Reddit discussions, and other YouTubers. Lustre can even tell you if a product's on sale or compare prices across many retailers like Walmart, Target, or Best Buy. Online shopping is meant to be quick, so save time and money, and always get the best products by installing Lustre using the link in the description below. It's completely free.
Hi, I'm James. This is the Fan Showdown, Season 3, Episode 4, and if this is your first time here, and you're kind of confused at what you stumbled into, welcome. If you want to get involved in this after seeing how it works, make sure to get subscribed, like the video, check out the description. Everything you need to know on where to find the critical dimensions for your fans, where to send it, is all down there, and hope to see you in a future video. If you're just a longtime fan of the Fan Showdown, make sure to click like as well. Thanks for being here. Yeah, without you guys, this doesn't happen, so thank you guys a lot. Now, before we get into the fans that aren't really fans, that everybody kind of hopes performs like fans.
Did that blow your mind? That just happened.
Let's talk about the ones that are more conventional. And I use the word conventional real loosely. The first one up today is called the Finger Killer. And this one's interesting because, well, this one was also a 3-piece design. It was created by Andreas and it assembled very easily. He printed both the discs separately and then the spinner at the top as one piece as well. So I put all 3 together, glued them all up with Weldon 4, which is the glue I normally use, and it came together pretty nicely. Also, I will say, Andreas, good job on your tolerancing. Everything fit together perfectly. There's nothing more satisfying than an assembly that fits together nice and smooth. Now, like I said, the Finger Killer is comprised of an upper and lower blade disc. The upper one, though, has a little bit steeper of an angle of attack, and the idea behind this, Andreas said, was that he wanted the upper blades to grab as much air as possible, force them down to the lower blades, and the lower blades are there to basically help accelerate that air even more. But what I find the most interesting about this fan is the airfoil he used. It's like the normal airfoil that you'd see on a plane wing, but it's backwards. The side that would normally be the leading edge is positioned as the trailing edge, and I'm inclined to think that this is a mistake, but maybe Andreas knows something that we don't know, and he didn't really disclose why it's positioned like that, so maybe he's thinking outside the box. I don't know. What do you think? Now, next up is a fan that, regardless of how well it does, it's just really cool to look at. This is the Captain Amerifan. Now, the Captain Amerifan was created by Michael, and he said he's been watching a lot of Marvel movies, and he was inspired to create a fan that kind of reminded him of Captain America's shield. Michael also went on to say that he has really no experience in fan design or anything of the sort, so if it fails, he's hoping that it at least looks cool, and I'll tell you right now, looks cool. So you nailed that one. I don't think it's gonna fail though. I mean, it's got everything that a fan needs. I've seen fans that are worse than this do pretty darn good. So I think you got a chance. You got a chance there, Michael. I mean, the blade angle's a little steep, but I think it'll work. Now let's get on to the car parts. The first one's a twist on something we've seen before. It's just taken to the max this time. This is the turbofan, and let me know if you know what car part or race car part this fan was inspired by. And don't you cheat. So if you said rally car turbo wheels or like turbofan hubcap wheels, then you're correct. Now, in case you're wondering what this like weird, strange wheel cover design is meant to do, the whole idea behind this is that as the wheel spins, these vanes draw air out of the, basically out of the rim. So it pulls heat away from the brake disc, essentially cooling down your brakes. And if you're racing, or if you just ever used your brakes a lot, you know they heat up, and once they heat up, your brakes kind of stop working so good. So having cool brakes is always a good idea. And Sasha plans to do this same idea, but instead of brakes, she's gonna try to suck the heat, or suck the hot air right out of the CPU cooler. Also, I will mention that Sasha sent the inspiration, like a photo of the inspiration she found online of what she used to design this, and she pretty much nailed it. Even the central single lug nut is right there. So good work. Now this next fan, it might be the first fan in the history of the show that I don't even got to tell you the name of it, and you're just going to know immediately what the designer called it and what the inspiration was. This fan was created by Andrew, and the inspiration, if you didn't get the inspiration from looking at it, is the Model 3 19-inch sport wheel. Now, Andrew said that he had recently purchased a Model 3. Nice. I hope to get a Tesla as my next vehicle. Kind of between the Model 3 Performance or the Model Y Long Range. What would you get? I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, he kind of said that when he got that car with those wheels on it, he thought that the wheel itself kind of looked like a fan, so he was wondering, will it perform like a fan? He went on to explain that he is an electrical engineer by trade, so he has really no CAD experience. But for somebody without CAD experience, I will say, you did a good job. I mean, there's no way that anybody could look at this and not know what it was, unless they just didn't know what a Tesla was. Oh, I also forgot to tell you what the name was. He called this Tesla fan Not a Fan, as homage to like the Boring Company's Not a Flamethrower. Get it?
Hilarious.
But before we see if this standard rim can act as a fan, let's see what it sounds like. The Not a Fan came in at 48.1 dBA. The Turbo Fan came in at 43.2 dBA. The Finger Killer came in at 46.3 dBA. And the Captain Amerifan came in with an average of 48.1. I'm not really sure if it came across on the mic, but when I was running this amerifan, it had like this really interesting high-pitched sound. And believe me, I've ran a bunch of weird fan designs and just normal fans, and I've really never heard a fan that kind of sounded like that. And I hope it came through on the mic. So even though, you know, the Not a Fan and the Captain Amerifan had the same scores, this one's way easier to listen to just because this has a really high-pitched, strange sound. But now for the main event, and the main event is the flow test. And this time around, I did add more light. Last time it was a bit grainy. I got a new camera, kind of figuring out how to use it. So I'm hoping that the added light makes it look a little better. So let me know if it still needs a little bit of a TLC, but should look good. I hope. What'd you think about that? The Tesla Sport Wheel actually worked. Now my question to all of you out there, do you think that was just dumb luck, or do you think that Tesla, while designing this wheel, maybe thought about making it perform somewhat like a fan. Not in like the sense that it's cooling a CPU, but you know how the turbofan draws air out of the rim to cool down the brakes? Do you think that the engineers behind this design thought maybe it would be a good idea to push a little air into the rim to help dissipate some heat from the fan? Or it could have been dumb luck. I don't know. What do you think? But let's talk about the big shebang, the cooling performance of these 4 fans. The Captain Amerifan came in with an average temperature of 82.6 at a room temperature of 20.7, giving us a delta of 61.9. The Finger Killer came in with an average temperature of 81.4 at a room temperature of 20.8, giving us a delta of 60.6. Not a Fan came in with an average temperature of 86.2 at a room temperature of 20.8, giving us a delta of 65.4. And the Turbofan came in with an average temperature 85.4 at a room temperature of 20.9, giving us a delta of 64.5. Placing the Finger Killer in first, the Captain Amerifan in second, the Turbofan in third, and the Not a Fan in fourth. All in all, it's none of these fans really did the best compared to what we've seen in the past, but that's not really the point. Although it is fun to wreck some noobs with a great cooling performance, the real goal behind the series is to inspire all of you out there to try your hand at some 3D modeling and come up with like, just look around you. Could it be a fan? I don't know. Model it and send it to me. But even if we're just having fun, 3D printing some goofy fans and testing them out for everybody to see, 3D modeling is actually a pretty useful skill, and although you might not have much design experience, if you've designed a fan, you have at least some experience, and that's useful. So get out there, create something cool or funny or technically awesome, and send it to me. We'll test it out, let everybody see it. Maybe we'll create the next A12X25. Till next time.